Good morning, good afternoon. Oh, I even forgot to bring the mic over and bring you all towards me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you're in the world. You know who it is, JJ on JJ's PC Builds. Before we get started, believe it or not, before we get started, I want to welcome all the new subscribers to the channel. Welcome to the family. Welcome to JJ's PC Builds. Glad to have you as new subscribers. And my subscribers right now, I want to thank you all for being subscribers. Even though we're still bound determined to work towards 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Y'all know what I mean by 4,000 watch hours. You watch videos from my videos from beginning to end. It would be appreciated. Will help us get monetized. So if you can do that, you want to help the channel grow, you want to help the channel out, that's the best way to do it. So, and you know, hopefully by the end of the year we'll be up at 100,000 subscribers. Hopefully. But anyway, I was going to start the video off by saying, you know, what we're going to be doing today, but I wanted to touch base a little bit with you all on something. You know, I was supposed to do a video yesterday. Okay, the problem I'm having doing the video yesterday, I was waiting to do it on the day before. And what happened is Amazon, well, I'm not going to blame Amazon, I'm going to blame UPS. UPS was supposed to deliver something the day before. And then they said they're going to deliver it yesterday. So I was waiting. I'll wait till 8 p.m. my time. Guess what happened? They didn't deliver it. They said today by 8 p.m. they're going to deliver it. So as soon as I get the stuff from Amazon, I'll be able to show you all what's going on. But anyway, I was just letting you know the reason why I haven't made the video yet from last time is because I'm waiting on Amazon. Or not Amazon, I'm waiting on UPS, supposedly. But anyway, y'all know what time it is. It's Saturday, believe it or not, right here, 5/6/2023. It's Graphics Card Nightmares right here on JJ's PC Builds. So without further ado, before we do, and make sure you all have, right there, make sure you have your soda and your snacks with you. We're going to try to go through this nice and cordial and see what's going on this week. This week, I'm hearing rumors of everybody telling me that, you know, prices have dropped. Nvidia's doing something. They got a 4060 Ti coming out instead of the 4060. It's the 4060 Ti. I made a video on the 4060. It was supposed to be the 4060 Ti, but turned around, somebody gave me the wrong information. So I told them it ain't going to happen next time, so there it is. But 4060 Ti is supposed to be coming out this month, supposedly end of the month. Who knows? You know, as soon as I get the information, I'll tell you all. If it's a good graphics card, I'll tell you all. Everybody told me it's dead in the water. Just like the 4070, people are not buying it. Dead in the water. You know, they're not going to pay that price. I mean, for what it's worth, it's not worth the price of admission. So, what we're going to do now, we're going to flip over to the action screen. I say the action screen because that's the way I got it written here. And this is where the action begins, believe it or not. So, let's pop up the action screen and see what's going on. Okay, this is the action screen. So this way you all know I do everything from beginning to end. No cuts, no jump cuts, everything is real time. So from the time I make the video to the time I put it through the editor and finalize it and By the time I upload it to YouTube, might be 2.5 hours later. So it's still close to the proximity of real time. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with a little bit of Amazon pricing this week. Amazon. See, I'll type it in for you, and we'll go to it, and then we'll click on it, and we'll see what they're gonna show us. Go graphics. Cards. Okay. So I want to make sure we get exact information. There we go. Okay. Now, going by what we know, the 4080, they're saying SG now. What does SG mean? Silly guy or silly girl, or what does it mean? Silicon good? Who knows? Okay. They got it for $1,229, or just say $1,230. And you save $70 with the coupon. Okay. I don't get it. What's it come with? Oh, a few light up things. Okay. Well, that doesn't give it any kind of teeth. Okay, it looks like the same brand of the 580 come out in a different pattern. So they're charging you for a different cooler that goes on top of it, and they're charging you $135. Now, do remember last week I told you that it was down to $119 for the 580. Same one, same everything. But people are not really going to pay that for a GDDR5. Especially when you got GDDR6 and GDDR6X. It's just not worth it. Okay? Not for $135. I could see it being down to $79. That would make it worth it. But $135 is not worth it. 3060, 12 gigabyte. Okay? $359.99. Actually, the prices, there was $339.99, and what they got for the listing price for $459.99, that's bogus. That is a bogus price. I'm going to tell you all it's bogus, because if you look on last week and the week before, it still shows the 3060 12 gigabyte. They come up at different prices. So I just don't see it. Now this one right here, this is legit. RX 580 for $70. And their list price was $119. $119.99. So it was $120. Last week, not $159. That's where everybody gets it wrong. You're looking at where their list price was not the actual price last week. They had it for $119, so they dropped it down to $70. $70. So they're giving you, and I said this, this should be about $69-$70. And guess what? You find one right here for $70. It's almost worth me buying it for $70. Looking at it. So it might be even worth for you to buy it for $70. So, because it's 8 gigabytes. It's GDDR5, it's 256-bit, it's PCIe 3.0 x16. So it's still got some teeth to it. Even though I said it's not worth, what they had up here. For $135, it wasn't worth it. Now, $70 is worth it. See, $349, and they said it was $399. No, you might as well come down $20. It was $329 last week. See, it doesn't give it much teeth. And that's what I keep telling you. Look, $98 for a 4 gigabyte ITX. It doesn't have any teeth to it. I mean, it really doesn't. 6,700. People talk about it on the internet. Guess what pops up? You get reviewers that talk about certain cards, and guess what? Boom, they show up in Amazon. Like they just automatically pop up. It's for 6,700 at 10 gigabytes for $270. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it might be worth it. Because if you do this 6650 XT, 6650 XT is $249. I mean, yeah, I mean $270. That's worth it. I mean, for the 6700. I mean, AMD wise, that's worth it. But $849 for the 4070 Ti, no. That's way too much. 3070 is $499. It's way too much. I mean, especially it being 8 gigabytes. I mean, it's not worth it. 3060, 12 gigabytes, $369. I mean, they said prices are going down. Prices are going down. I don't see prices going down. Okay, so I really don't. I mean, there's not much. I mean, $1 or $2, but, I mean, 4070 right here, 12 gigabytes, $599. Price didn't go down. I don't see no price drop there. 3050, there might be a little bit of a price drop, but nobody buys the 3050. Okay, if they do buy a 3050, that means they're desperate for a graphics card. But I wouldn't, for a 3050, I would go back to the 6700. I would go back right here to the 6700 and get it for $270. Because if you look on the charts, the 6700 is faster than the 3050. And that's what I would look at. I mean, it's... But I just can't see paying $8 more for a slower card. I really can't. 3060, $349. They need to drop the prices on this. Nobody wants to know about a 710. $599 for a 1660 Super. Okay, 6 gigabytes. Okay, and they got 16 gigs of RAM up to, I mean, that's a whole PC. I mean, really? Look at this, $219 for 6600. I mean, 6700 XT is $349. There's a big price difference between the 6700 and the 6700 XT. A big price difference. The 6700's not that much more faster than the 6700 XT. So you're best off to go with the 6700 for $270 instead of paying $349 for it. I mean, it's common sense. 7900 XT, $795. They're not buying it. Consumers are not buying this overpriced crap. I mean, I wouldn't even buy this overpriced crap. That's the reason why I'm still on integrated graphics. Is because I can't see that the real price of what I want down to a reasonable price. Reasonable price is, like I said, between $200 and $300 is a reasonable price for definitely, above level graphics card. And an intermediate level should be at $300. Now, if they want to go up, they should have more brackets going up, but they don't. I mean, they wonder why people are not buying these cards is because of the price. Look at this, 5500 XT. $139. Who's going to buy it? I mean, they're already having problems with 8 gigabytes of VRAM. I mean, who's going to buy it? 8 gigabyte cards. And that's pretty much all that these stores are selling right now is 8 gigabyte cards. And as we go through and we look at all these cards, I mean, what are you actually looking at? You might get one that's 16 gigs. Okay, if you get one that's 16 gigabytes, like this one, its list price was $829, and they got it at $580. I wouldn't pay $580 for this card. I wouldn't even pay $399 for this card. Reason is because if it was $299, I would think it's more reasonable. It's an older card, should be under older card prices, and they should be making new cards this year for newer card prices and selling these older cards for cheap. Instead of, they made their money off of the cards, and that's the whole problem right now. They made their money off of these cards, and now they're just trying to soak it up for even more. Okay, Amazon, there's a couple that's good in there. What we seen was at the top level, we got one that's for $70 right here. A 580 for $70 right there. So you can catch it on Amazon. They're in stock for $70. The Surix 8 gigabytes of RX 580, and it doesn't look half bad. Some people say they got good reviews on it, so if you're looking for an 8 gigabyte entry card, that would be well worth it for $70. Okay, now if you're looking for something that's got a little bit more spice to it, then you can come over here to the one that I've seen that's well worth it, the RX 6700. They got different prices you can go through. They got a 6400, which I'd never buy. 65 I would never buy. You can get a 6650 if they're still selling it at Micro Center. Don't worry, we'll get to Micro Center in time. So, I mean, look, they got 6750 XT for $390. Okay, 6700 XT for $349. So you can get a 6700 with probably all the bells and whistles. Let's see, you get all the bells and whistles with this. Look at this. Boost clock up to 2425. I'll tell you what, for 10 gigabytes GDR6, 2425, I'd say it's well worth it. Let's see. What do they got running up? Let's see. For $279, they got a 6650 XT. I mean, that looks like the best deal of the bunch. Because it's 160-bit, even though it's supposed to be 192-bit, but whatever. PCIe X16. Well, it looks like a decent card, 6700. Now a lot of people are talking about this card. I don't know why, but they should be. They only got 5 left in the stock. So you might want to get up on that. And now we move on. We're moving on to Newegg. Let's go to Newegg and see what's going on. And Newegg, don't get butthurt because I'm doing this. This is advertising your crap, so don't even go there. You know how people get when they get butthurt. We just go to graphics cards and see what they got going on. Okay, so let's see. 1660 Super 159. Nope. 3078 gigabyte 455. for a 3070. It's lower than Amazon. And 2060. Look at this. $209 for a 2060. A 20 series NVIDIA card? No. 3070, $639. Look at this. 3080, $749. 5500 XT. That's cheaper over here than it is on Amazon for $119. 4080. Amazon's cheaper. So let's see, 6800 XT, $559. 4070 Ti, $979. Y'all get the point. Look at this. RX 590, $99. Look at this. RX 590. A 590, not a 580, a 590 for $100. $100 bill, you walk away with this. And it's 256-bit, and it looks like it has more cores, but it's still GDR5, and it seems to be right up there at top. So that might be something you might want to look at too. It's only $20 more than the other one, so a 590 might be better than a 580. Let's see, let's move on. 3060 Ti, nope. 1660, hell no. Oh, 1660 Ti, well, you use your judgment. I mean, everybody has their own judgment and their own way of dealing with things. But I'm going to tell you this. When you look at the graphics cards, I mean, this one here, $6,600, $200, two bills. That doesn't seem like a bad deal. $149 for a 1660 Super. That might not be too bad. Still a little high because you can probably get it for cheaper. Especially if it's 6 gigabytes. And you can get an 8 gigabyte 590 for $100. So that right there doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so moving on down the road, 6,600, $200. Moving on down the road. Let's see what else we can see. Y'all see the prices. These prices are right now prices. These are not prices that are up, down, whatever. This is the actual website prices. So I'm not looking at anything that fabricates any kind of prices. You all are seeing the real prices as we go along. And that's what you get, is the real deal. There's no way this is being cut up or anything else. You all are seeing it right here on JJ's PC Builds. And this is the reason why it's a nightmare, is because you go through all these cards and you still can't pick what you want because you're having a hard time because you're trying to balance it with your system. Don't try to balance it with your system. Go for the best and the baddest you can afford. That's how you do it. And then, you can add it to your system. Then later on down the road, if you want to upgrade your system, you can always upgrade your system later on down the road. But this will give you a fighting chance, and it'll give your processor a fighting chance to have something bigger, better, and badder. So that's the way you look at it. If you see something bigger, better, and badder, then, go with it. So we went through, and the only thing I see in here would be this right here. This right here for $99. This card right here. That's the only thing I would see that's well worth it on Newegg. Now, let's go to eBay. eBay. I have to say it because if I don't say it, they'll think I'm saying e-waste. And then everybody will go to ewaste.com to see if it's e-waste. So, no, just go to eBay. You'll find all the e-waste you want. Just to say. They got a 57, we'll make it more fair and we'll go past the e-waste and we'll put buy it now and go from there. So this way y'all don't have to get into the auction thing. They got a 1080 for right here for $146. 11 gigabytes, not 12 gigabytes, 11 gigabytes. A 1080 for, if it works, you never know. It could work, it couldn't. I'm not going to judge it like that. So if it works, then God bless your soul. That means you got somebody's used beat up piece of crap. But anyway, this is the reason why I stopped shopping on eBay was because, and don't get me wrong, I got ripped off on eBay. So that's why it kind of pisses me off a little bit. But I bring you here in case you're wondering what the prices are and what you can find. I mean, 3060 Ti for $299 or best offer. When they do the best offer, what I would do is this. I would knock off for the shipping, off of the price, I would knock off the $27.30 off of the original cost. And then I would knock off an additional $30 just in case it doesn't work. So if they're willing to send it for that price, you knock 50, let's say $60 off at 99 and tell them you'll take it for $239, boom. And if it works and it works for you, you got a 3060 Ti for $239 with shipping. Make sure you get that 30-day money-back guarantee in case it doesn't work. And if you can't get it from the seller, then you tell the seller you ain't buying. Because you want guaranteed that you'll get your money back if it doesn't work. And always make sure you have that guarantee. It'd really suck if you didn't get that guarantee. Because you would get the card home, and then you plug it into your system, it doesn't work. What are you going to do with the brick? So that's something you got to think about too. You got a big old brick in your back pocket. At least if you get a 30-day return warranty, if it doesn't work in 30 days, boom, send it back. Get your money back. And if they don't want to give you your money back, get a hold of eBay and say, hey, they're refusing to send my money back. And then eBay will go after them. And then eBay will send you the money back. So that's something to think about too. Keep that in mind. Alrighty, moving on down the road. Let's see where we're going to go. Let's see if they got anything worth that's worth your time and worth your patience to stick with me on this. Make sure you all stick with me to the end because, I'm going to give you my final thoughts about what I think about this week and what's been happening and everything else. So make sure you stick around for that. I'm just telling you what I think at this time of what I see, and then what you see is what I see. So what I see is what you see. Hopefully I didn't confuse you with that. But anyway, we're moving down the road. Let's see. I mean, they got it for $74 plus shipping. If you added, let's say you did this, right? Let me move this to where, it's, if you took, and I want you to see this, if you took the $74 and you add the $13.40 to it, right? That's $87.40. Okay, if you go over there to, what was it, you go over there to Newegg, let's say, and let's say you get that $100 one, and that comes with the warranty. You're only spending $12.60 more to get a 590 RX 590. Okay, And that's you get RX 590 brand new out of the box, compared to something that's already been handled, it's been used and abused. So think about it, and you get a little warranty with it. There you go. And that's even better than, I mean, if you can get a 2-year warranty at least from a graphics card, or a 4-year warranty that they give you an additional 2-year warranty, then you get 2-year manufacturer, you got 4 years. Okay, that's even better than coming and saying, okay, I'm going to get a used card for almost equivalent, the same price, for a 30-day warranty, and after that, if it breaks down, I'm screwed. Okay. So that's kind of what you got to take in consideration. That's the reason why I go through all the big box chains down to the used chains and then back up again. So you all see what goes on one side and you all see what goes on the other side. So you get a good idea of what is really worth it or not. I mean, open box 960, they take everything out of it and they put whatever they want in the box and then they sell it to you. Okay, they could be selling you a box. Now I'm going to bring this point out very clear. Okay, if you don't look at the descriptions very carefully, they could wind up selling you just the box for that price. And then when you get it, you open it up, you're going, where's the GPU? Be very careful on what you buy. That's the reason why I'd rather buy it from a big box store, and that way it's got a wrapper on it. That way I know what's in there, and people are going to be honest at that point. And if something screws up, I can take it and get it back to them and say, you guys screwed up, you need to send me another one. Okay, here you don't have that option. Here on eBay, you don't have that option. So, I mean, really, you don't. Look at this. They're selling, and this is a good example, a 6800 XT for $469. If you go over to Amazon or Newegg or even Micro Center, you might find one that's equivalent or cheaper to that price. And it's not open. It's brand new in the box when you buy from a big box store. But when you see it like this and being in an open posture, then that means that the seller went through the box, and if anything special was in the box, they took it out of the box. So basically, whatever additional that you were supposed to get with it being brand new, you're not getting it anymore. You lose that advantage. You lose the advantage if they're giving you $100 off on free games or stuff like that. You lose all that advantage when you buy used. Even though some of them say, well, yeah, we're selling brand new on eBay. Anybody can take and unwrap the wrapper on a new box, go through the new box, see what all they have inside there and what's in the store, take out what they want, put it back, and then rewrap the box. Now, believe it or not, people do that. They'll end up rewrapping the box after they took out what they wanted. So, this is the reason why you got to be careful. If you're into the eBay thing, that's you. That is your total gig. That's up to you. That's the risk you take. But me, I don't feel like my money needs to take that kind of risk. 6700 XT for $299. Why would I pay $299 here? I can go over there to either Newegg or I can go over there to Amazon and get what I want. I mean, $299. I mean, they're selling it for a brand new price, 6,800, 16 gigabytes. I mean, what, for maybe $30 more? I'd rather get the warranty than I would, getting it used or refurbished. I mean, and do remember too, we'll get to that at the end. We'll just save that for the end. But you guys are getting the idea of what's going on eBay this week, and this is what they're selling. I mean, if you can find it anywhere cheaper, then go for it. If you know who you're buying from, then go for it. But I can tell you what most of the consumers are going to be looking at is right here and right now. This is what they're going to be looking at. If they can't afford new, then they got to go to the used prices. And buying used off of eBay is not a bad thing, but there's just a lot of things you have to look at when you're buying from eBay. I mean, you don't even know if the seller was a cryptomaniac, and put all their GPUs under hard crypto mining. You don't know that. You don't know if the GPU's been sitting in a lot of moisture. You don't know that. When you start it up, it catches fire. There's a lot of things you don't know. I mean, if they were smart, they would put silica packs. It's what they call keeping them dry inside. They would put silica packs with them. So that way, it takes out the moisture that's in that box. But they don't do that, and this is what you're left with. So, all right, moving on down the road. Let's go ahead and go to Micro Center and see what's happening. We are going to go to Micro Center to see what's going on. Okay. So, we'll get rid of all that sign-in stuff. We'll type in graphics. Cards. Okay. This is what you can get it ordered, shipped to your door. This is what they got. The 550 2 gigabyte. I don't think y'all are going to have that shipped to your door. They got the 4070 Ti XLR8, and they got it for $839. I don't think you're going to have that shipped to your door neither. So, especially they got the 4070 dual fan, 12 gigabytes, GDR6X for $599. They got the 4070 Ti for $849. They got the 4090 for $1799. Still not below MSRP. Let's see if we can find something of value. Something that you all would want. I'm just going to go through here slowly and surely. We're going to go through this nice and slow. Okay. We're through the first page. I really don't see anything that's, going to be of value to somebody. Might be to you if you see something here at Micro Center. Might be of value to you. Let's see. Let's flip another page. I don't see the prices coming down. I did on 3 items. My bad. I seen on 3 items the price came down. 6,600, save $50. That's not bad for 2 bills. Amazon has it for 2 bills. 6650 XT. $249. I think Amazon had it for $279. It's a good deal right here at Micro Center. 6650 XT. But $270 you can get the 6700. This is like 50 above this. So the 6700 for like what, $30 more? Or $21, $22 more. That might be a better way to go to get a 6700. Anything of value, of consequence? No. Alrighty. So we went through it. We had a gander at it. see what it's about, and see what's going on. Okay, my final thoughts. Let me go ahead and close up out of this. Okay, my final thoughts are going to be this. Look, when you buy a graphics card, okay, it depends on what you need and what you want to do with it. If you want to do it for creator work, or if you want to do it for gaming, or you want to do it for both. I would suggest, if you're going to ever buy a graphics card, never do it for one or the other. Get one that's going to be able to handle both your creator work and for gaming. This way you can have an all-in-one system and have it to where it works better for you. You don't have to have 2 systems or 3 systems sitting on your desk and then use 500 screens just for the computer, the actual real computer you want. As far as low pricing, you can do it low pricing. I mean, there's many ways to build your computer to have it to where it's at low pricing and you're happy with it and you're rocking and roll with it, and so on. Okay. I'm going to tell you what I found today that's not a nightmare. To me, that's not a nightmare. The three cards I see that's not a nightmare today. Okay, not a nightmare. Was the 6700, they had it at a good price. The 6600 they had at a good price, and the 6650 they had at a good price. Those are the 3 cards I know that are good. Well, actually, no. There's 4 cards. Actually, there's 5 cards. Yep. We're going to go with 5 cards. Let's say the 580, the 590, RX 580, the RX 590, the RX 6600, the RX 6650 XT, the RX 6700. You noticed I'm saying all AMD. You notice that I've said all AMD. Okay? I didn't see any great... I seen the rest of... I mean, you got 5 cards from AMD that's lower than the price was last week and the week before and so on. So this week, you definitely got some good prices, and make sure you go over there to Micro Center. They got some good pricing too. Always Micro Center might, if you're in California, they're in Tustin, California. Go out, check them out. Take yourself a 2-hour drive or whatever. Go through their store, pick out what you want and what you would believe that would be the best. And if when it comes to, if you're not sure what to pick out, they have, a great staff there, and they had great techs, and they can point you in the right direction to pick out the right parts for the right job. So do remember, visit them out there in Tustin, California, and if you want to look at all what they got on in their hands, in their store, you can go to microcenter.com, check it out, kind of apply to them, hook them up, you know how it goes. But all in all, you got 5 great graphics cards that you can use as beginner entry, or something that's for light to mid-range gaming that will get you where you need to go. Okay, with the right CPU, the right motherboard, the right amount of RAM, and the right amount of hard drive, you would rock and roll all day long. Me, I got the right amount of hard drive. But this B450 motherboard's been rocking. It's been rocking 8 months with me now. 8 months. And I've been recording, doing live streams and everything else to do my YouTube channel, and playing games as well as live games, and I do some Steam games, it's been rocking. I've had no trouble whatsoever. It's rocked me all the way to this point. I think my system's awesome. The only thing that I'm kind of contemplating is adding more RAM and adding more hard drive space, and that's pretty much it. It will keep rocking for the next couple years, so I don't have to worry about it for a couple years. This system's going to rock me right along. If I want, even though it's integrated graphics, I still have that option to get the graphics card that I want, and I can take my time because, I have integrated graphics. I can take my time and, pick out the graphics card I want. And that way it doesn't have to be a nightmare. I don't have to be constrained on picking what I want because I already got it. Integrated graphics that rocks me right up to, 8 gigs of RAM. I can rock it all the way up to 8 gigs of RAM on the integrated graphics. Now, back years ago, you couldn't get that amount of RAM for your graphics. Okay, years ago. You'd be lucky to get past 512 megabytes of RAM, VRAM for your for your video. If you're back in those days, then you would know what it is to have 256 bit or 256 megabytes of RAM or 128 or 32 megs or 16 megs or 8 megs or 64 kilobytes. Then you've been there. Okay, if you've been down that road, you've been there. But anyway, since we're at the end of this video, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and 5,000, or not 5,000, 4,000 watch hours. Watch the videos from beginning to end would help us grow. If you want to support the channel, watch the videos from beginning to end. Make sure you subscribe. Okay. We got plenty of things we got coming up. Like I told y'all before, I'm kind of disappointed in UPS because they didn't deliver what I needed on time. I couldn't make the video on time. Now I'm still waiting for them today to deliver the stuff so that way I can make the video for tomorrow. It's just been hectic on getting deliveries and getting things done. So do bear with me. We'll get into that groove. We'll get into something that's continuous, and then we'll be able to get the videos out to you. So y'all be patient with me, and I do apologize, but I'm waiting on, other companies to send me what I need. So in the midst of waiting, I can't make videos if they don't send me anything, which I paid for. Believe it or not, the items I'm supposed to be getting, I paid for. So no company sent me anything. Okay, this is out of my pocket, and I just want to make that clear. When companies send me something, yes, I will put them out on Front Street, and I will say yes, they're supporting the channel. Okay, but if they're not supporting the channel, and I got to take money out of my pocket, I'm going to tell you, I'm taking money out of my pocket to do this. So I just figured I'd throw that in real quick so right now I don't have any sponsors for the channel. All I'm asking is, if you want to subscribe to the channel, you want to help out the channel, subscribe, watch all my videos, and that will help support the channel so we can get monetized. Once we get monetized, then I can go from there and go up to big and better things. But for right now, I got to play along with YouTube and what the YouTube wants us to do. So, and I hope you understand we are under rules and stipulations from YouTube in order to put videos up on YouTube. So we have to follow their rules. So it's not that I want to follow my rules, but if I followed my rules, I'd be having like 10 million videos already. But they only allow you so much per day, and they only allow you to do this per day, and it's just crazy. But anyway, y'all should know that. Most of y'all are probably YouTube creators anyway, but most of you are not YouTube creators. You would understand. If you're a YouTube creator, you understand how hard it is to get monetized. And also too, I want to bring this up really quick. Also too, that they're going to be putting something through Congress about the freedom, some kind of a freedom of speech bill that they're going to be putting into Congress. So make sure you all stick around for that. And as soon as I get information about that, because it looks like they're going to be killing a few websites and stuff like that, ones that are not in line with the United States. They're going to be killing TikTok. They're going to try to kill TikTok and anybody else that speaks out above and beyond them. So, but anyway, we're not going to get into that because we're not a politic channel. We have PC politics, but we don't have real world politics. But I'm just letting you know, if something happens to where they got, sort of a speech ban and we only can say limited things and this and that, I'm just letting you know it's not our fault that we're restrained under this circumstance, that our First Amendment rights will be, cut out. So basically that's what's happening right now. I feel like our First Amendment rights are being cut out. So we have to follow the rules. But anyway, until the next time and the next video, this is JJ on JJ's PC Builds. We will see you on the next one.